Welcome back to San Antonio Living. This morning was one of the very first cooler days. I wouldn't really say it's cold quite yet, but it's definitely cooler out there. And in a while, you're going to be clicking on that heater. Here's the thing. You've got to have it checked out first. We've got CO2 to worry about if you've got a furnace, and you just want to make sure that you're not blowing more pollutants into your home. So we got a chance to find out what we need to do to make sure that we're all safe and up to date on all the current standards. We checked in with our friend Ross Compton from Compton's Heating and AC. Take a look. You know that name, Compton's Air Conditioning and Heating. We've had Ross on the show several times before. We're always talking about air conditionings, but today we're talking about heaters because it is that time of year, almost time to turn the heater on. And you've got some very important things that you want our viewers to know about before they turn on the furnace for the first time. How you doing today, Ross?
Pretty good, Shelly. Thank you for having me back. One of the biggest things that we have to look for is a licensed contractor.
Okay.
Make sure that the furnaces are very critical due to the safeties, the CO2 testing. Make sure that they have a registration card.
Okay.
In June of this year, the licensing department demanded everybody that works for an AC company to have a card that looks something like this right here.
Okay.
And what that determines is that you are registered with the licensing department board to do this, to work under a licensed contractor.
That is a huge tip for folks watching at home because we do have to get our units tuned up at least once a year, and you want to make sure that the person that comes into your house is trustworthy.
Yes. Yeah, you want to make sure they've been background checked. You know, they're not just off the street doing this as a sideline. So that's very critical. But the other thing is gas furnaces. There's a big deal over gas furnaces.
Okay.
They have to be checked properly. There's no walk in 5 minutes, it's okay, we'll see you next year. It takes about an hour to an hour and a half to fully check out a gas furnaces. And I wanted to point out some of the critical things about the gas furnaces. Carbon monoxide poisoning is a big killer.
Okay.
We saw over 35 people last year that had poisoning or that died of carbon monoxide poisoning. So it's very critical that these things are checked out and truly checked out to the full extent. Three things about carbon dioxide poisoning. One is you start to feel ill. They're the same symptoms as the flu. The difference is when you go outside your home, you feel a little better. You come back in, you feel a little worse. Another symptom they say on is the fogging of windows. If you see water and stuff on your windows, that could be a sign carbon dioxide is in the air. You're not going to, there's nothing to gauge by. There's no smell or anything like that.
And when your folks come out and they do the once-over on our furnace and things like that, they are able to check for that carbon monoxide level, right? How do they do that?
Well, what we do is we have a little tool that we use.
Okay.
This tool is a CO2 tester, and what they do is they'll actually test the closets. They'll test the ductwork. The closet we test so that they don't have holes in their pipe, that the collars are on correctly, they're not putting a lot of carbon in here and put it into your home. They test the ductwork so if the heat exchangers are leaking, it doesn't, you know, do something to you in the middle of the night. Another unique tool we have, and good companies are going to have these tools, is we have a camera.
Okay.
This camera will actually go up inside the burners, and then we can see what's going on inside there. So if there's a crack, there's a hole, anything like that, if we miss it here, we can catch it here.
That is worth the whole thing for me, just to have the thing checked out for that carbon monoxide, because you worry about that. It is the silent killer. That's why they call it that, because you don't know it's there. And I can't check for it, but your technicians can.
Yes. And the other thing is energy. We're still on energy. Everybody's taking a side because we're going out of the cooling moods. They think those bills are going to come down a little bit. But the new things on the market are gas furnaces, just like we've been talking about the new refrigerants. Well, now they have 2-speed gas valves. Literally cuts your gas usage in half. The variable speed motors cuts about 90% of what that old one uses in electricity. So that there's some very good options you need to look at, you know, before you make big repairs. Once again, always check before you repair to see what replacing is.
I know you guys do a really good job with that, especially with the AC units and things like that. You'll cost it out with folks to show them that if you keep your old unit, this is how much you're going to be spending. But if you get a new unit, this is how much you're going to be saving.
Yes. The savings normally pay a person back within 3 to probably 5 to 7 years at the most. So it's a very good investment. It's probably the best investment we have on the markets right now, considering everything that's happening.
That's true. What about rebates? Because I know there are certain rebates to help folks who want to go with saving of energy and things like that.
CPS still has a rebate program going on. What we do is they pay up to $800 depending on the system that you purchase. It has to be 15 SEER and higher. It does include new furnaces, the new upgraded furnaces and stuff. They'll pay up to $1,000 on ductwork per system, and then we match your rebates up to $1,800 per system. So
Very good.
It's a very good deal. We also have financing to help people out. We have 12 months no payment, no interest financing, which kind of slides you in until everything starts kicking in next year.
Okay, if people are at home right now and they're like, you know what, I'm about to turn my heater on, but I want to get it checked out first, you've got a special deal for our WOAI viewers.
Yes, what we got is a $59.95 furnace tune-up.
Okay.
It includes everything. It's turnkey. We check your coils, your blower, your carbon monoxide. We pull the safeties, ensure that they'll fail if they need to fail. We check the ductwork. It's a total deal. And then we will tell you the difference between this just needs to be repaired, or you might want to look at replacing, but you'll have options to choose from, not just somebody saying, here, do this.
I have to tell you, Russ, I hear so many great things from our viewers about you and the folks that come into their home. They always have nice things to say about the work that you guys do, and we're very glad to have you back on the show, so we appreciate it. Want to give everybody the information so you can call Ross and get your heater checked out, get your furnace checked out before you turn it on. Compton's Heating and AC, the phone number 403-2943. You can see the website on your screen there as well. Remember, a $59.95 tune-up special for our WOAI San Antonio Living viewers. And don't forget, you guys have a special flyer going out in the Val Pack, and
Yes.
people should be seeing that pretty quickly.
Our VAP pack will start going out Friday.
Okay.
As long as with this. So for the next 3 or 4 days, they'll have a special in there for heating tune-ups.
All right, get it done. It is the safest thing you will do, and you will be so grateful when you know that you don't have any CO2 in your house. So check it out. All right, there you have the word from me. So go check that out. All right, coming up next on San Antonio.